All right, here we are. We have no one with us. It's just me and Stacie right now, but I am recording this. It's recording is in action as we speak. So I want to welcome you to this training. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this training. Because I mean, any free training you can get is so beneficial to your business, and making that commitment is really a great thing. So we are going to have a training today with Stacie Turner about positive affirmations. She's done a lot of research on this over the years and has implemented it with her own business. I started implementing positive affirmations about 2 years ago when I had a goal to promote to director, and I did meet that goal by my goal date. And you know, I've gotten a little lax with my affirmations. I have them, but I'm not quite rehearsing them every day, multiple times a day. But our friend Kristen Waranga has been doing goal setting for over a year now, I believe. And that alongside with positive affirmations has done amazing things for her business. And just this morning, 4 months into the earning year for the incentive trip, she has earned the top tier trip to Puerto Rico. And she attributes it a lot to goal setting and positive affirmations. So we have on Zoom with us Stacie Turner. She's our Executive Director, and she's on Zoom from Vancouver, Washington. She's been with Pampered Chef for 17 years, and she has earned an incentive trip every year since she joined Pampered Chef. So there is no better person to give us this training. And so without further ado, Stacie, thanks for taking some time with me today.
Yes.
Let's hear all about it.
All right. Thank you. My pleasure to be here. How fun. So I love talking about positive affirmations. I have used affirmations for years and did not quite realize until about 2 or maybe almost 3 years ago that I was doing them wrong. So although I had used them and probably they were effective to some degree, I didn't realize the power that could be positive affirmations when they're done right. So I, like Janelle said, started digging in to what affirmations could be, and I did some research. I tried to read some books. I tried to get some testimonies on other people who do affirmations and just try to find out kind of what it really is and what the right way, the wrong way, whatever to do them, and then started implementing them and found some pretty incredible results from when you learn how to do affirmations correctly. So like Janelle said, I have lots of testimonies from other friends who have started doing affirmations likewise over the past couple of years and have found really great results. I'm excited that today is the day that Kristen announced that she has earned the incentive trip for this year, because that's huge. I mean, 4 months and 13 days into the earning year, and she's already accomplished this top level trip. So that's just a huge testament to what can be done. So I think at some point we need to ask her exactly what her affirmations are too, because that had to have something to do with it. But with that being said, I can share some others that I have. I've kept kind of a testimonial sheet, and I've got that here, and I'll read it in a couple seconds, of some others who have also done affirmations. But in a nutshell, the reason I started affirmations is because I realized that, like a lot of people, but particularly women, I think, our self-talk, the talk that goes on in our head, tends to not be very positive. And I don't know about you, but I'm a pretty naturally optimistic and positive person in life. But even with that being said, that's my natural state, I realized that I had a lot of negative going on in my head that was definitely not working to my advantage. And no matter how hard I tried to make myself not think that direction, it was almost like ingrained. I would literally wake up in the morning sometimes with negative thoughts running through my head, like before I was even fully conscious. And that was like the first thought of the day, of what I did wrong the day before, what I should have done better, what I should be doing, could be doing, blah, 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 on and on and on. And I thought, this is ridiculous. This is not a way to live. People should not be, that should not be the domineering thoughts, because that's just a choice that you make, in my opinion. So I started digging in. I started reading a bunch of books, trying to figure out what that was. I have people ask me all the time, which books, what was the book? What was the thing? And it wasn't one book. It was many books. But definitely, like Rory Vaden is a good one. A lot of us have read Take the Stairs. He's also got the Procrastinate on Purpose, I think is what it's called. But he's got great mindset books. Anything by Jack Canfield is a great book. The Miracle Morning was probably one that completely changed my world. And I can't encourage you guys enough to read that book. Yes, there is a YouTube video that you can watch on the Miracle Morning. It's about 90 minutes long, I think. It's a long watch, but it gives you a synopsis of what the book is. But far and above reading that book, I've read it over twice now, and I'm definitely going to read it again. It's highlighted up and down and back and forth. And very often when I'm doing daily readings, I'll go back and reread that book again, or read sections of the book that I've highlighted before. So here's in a nutshell, positive affirmations, what they can do for you. It's sort of like programming your brain to focus on the things that you want, not the things that you are not wanting, if that makes sense. So naturally, most of us go to, okay, I'll give you an example. I don't have enough bookings. And I need to get bookings. Okay, I got to get bookings. Oh man, I'm just not getting enough bookings. Blah, blah. That is what most of us tell ourselves day in and day out. So what does our brain hear? No bookings, no bookings, no bookings, not getting bookings over and over again. If you keep letting your brain stay there, the natural tendency is that your actions are going to follow. You're not going to get enough bookings. You're not going to be booking parties because that's all your brain is hearing. We have to stop that talk and say to ourselves what we want. So what we would want is, my calendar is full. I'm so excited that I've got enough bookings that I don't have to be on the phone. Your brain has to hear the positive part of it so that it can start moving your physical actions toward what it is you want to do. And although it may sound odd at first, because if you're literally on day one and your calendar is not showing up bookings, it's going to be weird to tell yourself that I've got plenty of bookings. Bookings are abundant, whatever. But I promise you that if you start to tell yourself that over and over and squish out the thoughts that are saying, I don't have enough bookings, and your brain hears, I've got plenty of bookings. I book all the time. Booking is easy for me. My calendar is so full. Those actions will start to follow because your brain keeps hearing it over and over again. It's a very powerful thing. So the Miracle Morning is a great book to read. I would encourage you all to get that and start there, because I think it's a really good first book to read, and then highlight the heck out of it. So what the Miracle Morning does is there's several different steps that all come into like these positive affirmations things. So it's not just a matter of writing the words and having them printed and reading them out loud. It's also a matter of you visualizing the end result. So affirmations need to be written in a sense of it's already accomplished, so that your brain understands that this is done. Not I wish for this, but this is accomplished already, because that's what your brain needs to hear. When you say I want it, or I wish for it, or I hope I can get this, your brain doesn't get that. That's not concrete. That's not solid. Your brain needs to say it's done, it's happened, it's here. One step further than that, affirmation or the Miracle Morning also has you visualize the completed results so that you can feel it sort of in your gut. And when you can feel it in your gut, I like to say like on a molecular level, like you can feel the end result already done and you're excited by it, or it makes you tingle a little bit, or something gets you really motivated by that. That is not just your brain being locked in, that is your being locked in and moving toward that goal. So the Miracle Morning will have you visualize a little bit. It's going to have you read affirmations out loud. Of course, you're doing a little bit of reading. And then it also has a couple of other things that may or may not be applicable, but I just think are really powerful. So exercise is part of that. And Janelle and I had a conversation a couple weeks ago when I was in California about exercise, and she just kind of on her own did a little study, if you will, and found out that many people that she talked to, leaders that are accomplishing really big things, all exercise regularly. And I think that has something to do with it. I think it has something to your body being engaged and powerful and strong and alive and moving toward the things you want to do. So there's a lot of different things in the Miracle Morning. What the disclaimer that I can give you all is I'm naturally a morning person anyway. So I naturally, maybe not, whatever. I don't naturally set an alarm, but I get up at a decent time anyway. And naturally my habit has been over many, many years, 20 years or so, that I exercise in the morning. So that already came into play for me. I don't purposely get up at 4 a.m. like some people with the Miracle Morning do and do my study, but I still do the Miracle Morning, if that makes sense. So I still do the visualization. I read every day. I try to make it a habit to read about 20 pages a day. I think that's very important to keep your brain locked in where you want to go. And then, of course, I have my affirmations written and I read them to myself every day. So here's what I found, you guys. When you're doing affirmations correctly, the wrong way is just to write some words down and read them every day. That's the wrong way. And that's what I did for years. So the reason that's wrong is because your brain can't really believe it. You have to have it in such a way that you believe it, even if it's a stretch, even if it's a really big one. Write it in a way that it's already accomplished, that you can feel it in your soul, and that you can visualize what it is. Let me give you an example. The first year that I started really doing affirmations the right way was 2 years ago. And my goal for myself was to recruit a whole new team of people myself, so that I had enough people to promote up the career plan and promote some new directors and kind of get where I wanted to go. So I knew the first step was that I needed to recruit a bunch of people myself. So I had a big group to work with. So my affirmations, I wrote them in December, and they said, so I wrote them in December. Officially, they started in January, but my affirmation was, it's December 24th, 2016. Maybe it was 2015. Sorry. Anyway, whatever. And I have confidently and happily, personally recruited 30 new teammates to my team. Okay. There's a date set. It was December 24th. That's very important. Your brain needs to know where we're going and if we get there. So a date is very important. In my mind, the visualization that locks into that is that it's December 24th. I wrote that on purpose because I didn't want it to be December 31st, New Year's Eve, and for me to be scrambling to sign those last people and not quite hit 30 yet. I wanted it to be done by Christmas so I could relax over the holidays and just know that I had accomplished my goal. The other reason was I wanted my visual in my head was it was December 24th. And my Christmas tree was lit in the corner and little twinkling lights were going. And I was sitting on my couch with a glass of wine or a cup of tea or whatever it was. And my sense was, I did it. It's Christmas Eve. I'm sitting here on my couch. I'm relaxed. I'm happy. I did it. I recruited 30 new people myself this year. And I wanted that sense of just accomplishment and peace in myself. So if you can see what happens when you do that, when you have that visual in your head and sorry, my phone's blown up, when you can see it in your own head and you can feel it and you know it and you want that moment so badly that you can be sitting there and just have that sense. That's what it was. That was my number one affirmation that year. There were many others that went with it. Holding 8 shows a month, that's always one of my affirmations. My team recruiting people too. What else do I have on there? Career titles, just general senses of what it is you want. But that particular year, that was my main one. So I said that to myself all year long. I print my affirmations at least 4 times and I have them posted all over the place. So it's very important for subconsciously you to see your affirmations every single day. So I post mine. One is right here. I'm in my office right now. One's posted. It's taped to my computer monitor where I sit every day and I work so I can read it as I'm doing stuff. One is on my binder, on the front of my binder. I have one in my car. And the most important one that I think is I have one on my bathroom mirror, on my side of the mirror down at the bottom. So the reason I have that on my bathroom mirror is because I know that at least twice a day I'm going to be in my bathroom, either washing my face at night and brushing my teeth and getting ready for bed, or in the morning, brushing my teeth and getting my makeup on and getting ready for the day. And at that time, when I'm brushing my teeth, I can sit there and read out loud my affirmations myself. And again, that's another very important thing. They need to be read out loud at least twice a day to yourself. You can read them quietly to yourself all the time, and that's a beautiful thing because your brain still hears it inside, but hearing it out loud is a very important thing. So at least twice a day while I'm brushing my teeth, all by myself in my bathroom, so no one else thinks I'm a huge dork, which I am. I can be talking it through and brushing my teeth, but my brain still hears it the same as if I was just reading it out loud. So very important to do this and just and keep it going all year long. So lo and behold, at the end of that first year, of course, what happened? Yes, indeed, that big, bold goal of 30 new consultants happened. Between December and December, I had recruited 30 new teammates to my team myself. And at that point in time, I was like, holy cow, okay, this really works. What do you know? I mean, you guys never recruited 30 people myself in my entire, at that point in time, it was 15 years with the Pampered Chef. So about 3 months into that year when I was trying to recruit 30 new people, one of my affirmations read, I recruit new consultants with a passion. I add a minimum of 3 new team members easily a month. Okay, so if you can understand how those words are written, it's done, it's accomplished, and words like easily, effortlessly, confidently, energetically, words like that, when you put those power words into your statements, help boost your system instantly just by reading them out loud or hearing them. It gives you that positive mindset of, I easily recruit 3 new team members a month. I energetically do. I passionately, whatever those words are that you want to use those, because it'll help your system feel like, oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, we're going for this. So I had those words written, and about 3 months into that first year of doing these, I got a message from one of our other teammates, Laura Avery, and she said, okay, girl, what the heck are you doing? I see you recruiting all these people every single month. What is happening? And she knows me. She knew that was not like my normal MO. So I shared with her kind of what I was doing, and she said, all right, I gotta do this too. So we kind of hashed out some of her own affirmations, and sure as shooting, within a couple of months, she was writing to me saying, okay, what the heck is this voodoo that we're doing? What is this? What's happening? Because what she said was something along the lines of, it's as if new recruits, new teammates are just falling from the sky. They're just dropping in my lap. And because she had the same affirmations of I consistently and easily recruit 3 new team members a month, it began happening for her too. Three teammates every single month, 4 teammates, whatever. It was at least 3 that just started happening. A few weeks later, got another message from Jody Dillman, who's same thing. What's happening? What's going on? Same thing. She started doing it too. And sure as shooting, that same year, all 3 of us who had never recruited 3 every single month, were recruiting at least 3 every single month after month after month. So clearly it works if you do it and follow the pattern. All right. So those are 2. I'm going to read a couple of others. Another one that I had to share with you guys is that just recently I did this talk at home office at a lead seminar thing, and I met a gal from Canada, actually on our Canada Pampered Chef team. And she and I sat down one night together while we were there in Chicago, and we wrote her affirmations. And just a couple weeks in, she sent me a note, and it said, I wanted to share with you what an inspiration you are. I'm waiting for the Miracle Morning book to arrive, but I've been so mindful of my positive affirmations since I left, and I'm happy saying that they are working. I feel so much more intentional and positive. I had 2 people sign up yesterday, and another will be today, and another on this weekend. It's very exciting, which is why I just had to send you this message. I'm so thankful. I already feel a shift of positivity and a feeling that our team as a positive gathering place that I envisioned. Okay, that's just crazy. That was her big affirmation, was that she wanted to recruit new people to her team, but she wanted her team to be like this positive place. And within weeks, it was already starting to happen. She hadn't even had her book yet. She just started to read the words that we had written together. So clearly the testimony is there that when you focus on these kinds of things, it really does move you into a positive space. So here's the deal, you guys. Many ways that you can do this, but the biggest thing that I can encourage you is start somewhere. Write your affirmations, get them on paper. If you need an example of kind of what affirmations look like, or I've had a couple, like a gal just wrote me this morning and said, I feel like I've got writer's block. I don't know where to start. Can you help me? Sure, I'll send you, Janelle can send you, we've worked through hers together also, but at least it gives you kind of an example of where to start, and then you can rewrite them. But start somewhere. And I encourage people not to do more than 6 or 8 affirmations on a page. I had more. I started with like 10, and I felt like my brain kind of got lost in some of them because it was just too much at one time. So I shortened mine down to 6, and I think 6 is a sweet spot for me personally. 5 of mine are business related, and then 1 is more community based. And your affirmations can be anything. They can be mom affirmations, a better mommy, whatever, the wife, marriage, community, spirit, whatever. I mean, anything you want, you can put in there. That's totally good. So I like to have a word as sort of the John Gordon thing, another great author, by the way, John Gordon. He has a thing about, just choose a word, your word. And for 2 years straight now, my word has been community. And I'll read my last affirmation that's on my 2017 affirmations. It is, I am here to serve, not to be served. I inspire community in all aspects of my life by setting a positive and faith-filled example to my entire organization. So for me, what that means in my soul is it's a life thing, but it's also a team thing. I love community. I love friendships. I love relationships. I love my community. So my community in my mind is my team, my family, my Bible study friends, my bunco friends. It's like a whole life kind of community feel. And it's something that fills my soul to be part of a community and to be establishing that. Oh, it also, of course, includes my hosts and my guests at my parties. I mean, I love my job. I love that we get to go into people's homes or interact with people online or whatever it is and have this really positive, fun thing that we get to do. And I share with people all the time when I'm at my parties. I love what I do. I love walking into somebody's house and watching all their friends come in the front door and hugs and, oh my God, it's so good to see you. And, just that, I mean, who gets to do that for a job, right? I mean, that's just such a blessing to get to do that kind of thing. And I love that sense of community. So when I read those words in my head, that's what locks in. That's the feeling. It's that whole community feeling. And boy, is that inspiring to keep me going, doing the job that I love to do. Because without that, how sad and boring would my life be? I mean, I would not want to have to get up and go to like a regular job that doesn't have that, positive feeling with it every day. And I just love that sense. So get your affirmations written in such a space that that's what you want, but know that they don't have to be a done deal right from the get-go. Start somewhere, get them written. The first time I wrote my first set, I probably rewrote them at least a half a dozen times in the first couple of months because I was like, no, it's not working, whatever. And I would rewrite them and then repost them and then change something else and rewrite them. And that's okay. It's okay to continuously kind of let them morph and be something different that you want them to be, but start somewhere, even if it's just one or two, and start focusing on the things that you really, really want. Write them in such a manner that they're done, that it's accomplished. Make sure they have a date. Make sure that there's an end result so your brain knows when you get there or if you're getting there in the process of that. And then the biggest thing is when that date happens, you will know if you did it or not. So it's huge. It's huge, huge. So I'll tell you the reason for that. The second year that I wrote my affirmations, remember the first year it was 30 new teammates so that I had that pool of people to draw from. My second year was that I was at a senior director with Pampered Chef, and I've been that way for many years, happily so. Senior director is a beautiful spot to be, but I really wanted to, 15, 16 years in the business, wanted to move up. And so that was my second goal. So the next year that I wrote my affirmations, it read something along the lines of, it's January 1st, 2017, and I'm the proud leader of, I think I said 6 first-generation directors and 4 second-gen, because I knew for a executive team that was the structure that we needed, plus a couple. But anyway, that was what we needed. And then the affirmation after that one said, I will get from point S to E this year. And in my mind, that meant senior to exec. That's all I needed to say. So it had the date. It had January 1st, and then it had going from one level to the next. So here's the story, guys. When I wrote that affirmation, I was sitting on 3 first-gen directors. And I don't remember how many second gen, but I had never promoted more than 1 director personally in my first gen in a year before. I'd do it 1 a year-ish or so, and then somebody would come and somebody would go, whatever. But that was kind of that was what happened. And that year I was looking to do 3 first gen. Okay, that's huge. And I wasn't even sure how that was even going to happen because in my own head I was like, "Ooh, okay, I don't even know." But there it is, and I really wanted it. So I visualized it being the January 1st next year and this happening and whatever. And it was a big goal. So read those to myself all year long and started doing the things and implemented other tactics that went along with the affirmations. So it's not just reading some stuff. It's also making sure that you lock in to what you wanted to do. So I read those things and then I started seeking out other help. So I took advantage of any coaching that I could get a hold of. So it started with Kathy Cocazella. She volunteered at the time. She was the person assigned to my group. And so I started coaching one-on-one with her. Then it switched up and the lead program became available. So I jumped on board the lead program, and then I was able to coach directly with Judy Joel. So I did that. I got that on my calendar. And then I found out that Barb Duke, who was our executive at the time, our national executive, like 2 people above me, would coach with anybody on our team who wanted to promote. And so I was like, oh yeah. So I called her and said, will you coach with me too? So you get the idea that I decided this was my goal. And then I went to be an educator. I went to go find out anything I could find about anybody that would help me get there, any program, any coaching, whatever, I went for it. And in those coachings and in that training of lead, I also grabbed a hold of some other things that helped move toward that big goal. And those things were things like implementing trainings in my team that would help promote people and help them with bigger businesses, and just things that would help me move that direction, and tried a bunch of new things that year that I'd never done before. And I'd been with the Pampered Chef for a long time, but you have to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone and do stuff that you're not even sure is even in your MO, but you do it anyway. And I did. And in that year of those things, of all these different things, trying new stuff and implementing new training programs and just kind of stretching myself, but keep reading my affirmations, sure shooting, January 1st, 2017 happened. And we had gone from 7 total directors on our Turner organization to 17 directors. So we went from 3 first gen to 7 first gen. So 4 promotions in that first gen, 7 second gen, and then 2 third, or a third and a fourth gen. Huge, you guys, just huge, huge growth that we had never, ever experienced in all those years. But it absolutely can only come back to the fact that those affirmations were there. My brain was locked in. We were moving in that direction. And then I chose to be a learner of the things that I wanted to do. If you're where you're at right today, and you know you want to be somewhere else at the end of this year, or by conference, or whenever, it doesn't matter. If you want something bigger and better, different than what you've got now, it's up to you to decide to go for it, and then to find the things that you can do day in and day out that are going to move you forward. But I cannot encourage you enough that your brain is powerful, super duper powerful. And when you have it helping you move that direction subconsciously, it's amazing what happens. And I challenge you to give it a try. Start it today. It doesn't matter if that's not the first of the year or the end. I don't care. When you want to do something, you just start it today. You just get it going today and move yourself in that direction, and just watch to see what happens by the end of the year. All right?
That is so awesome. Thank you so much.
You're
I was
welcome.
writing down questions to ask you as we went along, and you ended up answering them. So
Oh, good.
my questions
Good.
were things like, is there such thing as too many affirmations?
Yeah.
Followed up on that. How often do you change them? Do you find that you're kind of changing them and adjusting them throughout the year? You kind of touched on that.
Yep.
It's whatever's going to work for you and help you lock in and visualize a little better. And that is so awesome. I'm super excited to adjust mine quite a bit, make them more specific, put some more dates on there. I do remember when I promoted to director, I was saying it is July 1st, 2015, and I'm walking the stage at conference as a brand new director with Pampered Chef. And it happened. It happened, and I definitely attribute a big part of my focus to that. And then there was, for those of you interested in the Miracle Morning, I've never read the Miracle Morning, but the author is Hal Elrod, and you can find him speaking on a lot of podcasts as well. And so I have found that when I go for a walk or something, and those who really know me, I'm really into my music, but I don't listen to my music anymore. That's more my car thing. And when I'm walking or jogging or whatever, I like to listen to something. I feel like my brain absorbs differently when I'm exercising. And so I listen to podcasts and books on tape and things like that. I guess they call them e-audio, whatever. But, and so you can listen to Hal Elrod as well. You're not able to take notes or highlight in that moment, but I do feel like it's absorbed a little differently when you're out walking or whatever. So Hal Elrod, I've listened to podcasts that feature him, and he is amazing. You could probably listen to those YouTube sort of interviews with him as well, and get a daily dose while you wait for your book to come. And then I'm going to look into John Gordon as well.
Good.
So thank you so much for doing this. I'm so excited. I might encourage everyone to share a few of your affirmations with our team, just if you feel so inclined to. It might motivate someone or encourage someone, or have them create an affirmation for themselves that they hadn't considered before. So thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
have recorded this, so as long as I can, get it to where I can share it with all of you on our organization, I will do that as soon as possible. So
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
I'm
See
going to get
you.
working on this. See you guys later.
Okay, see ya.
All right, bye.